Look at the mulberry roots.
My mulberry tree has been in my garden for almost 5 years now.
I loved how he made my garden look.
The height, the branches, the shade. But today I finally said goodbye to my mulberry tree. After a few weeks of trimming and cutting back, I decided it was time to uproot it completely. Not cut it down, no, uproot it. And these are my reasons. The thing with mulberry is if you just cut them down, they grow back stronger, faster, and hungrier. And that was already part of the problem. This tree had roots so fat and far reaching. It was stealing nutrients from my other garden beds. And I noticed that anytime I prepared soil for my vegetables close by, my mulberry would shoot out fresh growth like it was ready to feast. So I stopped feeding it and I let it feed itself off the neighboring beds.
Cut this thing for me. There. No, not for the root. From any stick. Yes, right there. So strong. So, I'll show you much later how to propagate this to get more.
Don't get it wrong, mulberry is a delicious fruit. The leaves are also medicinal. The fruits, every time I prune them and they come back 3 times bushier, it comes out with a lot of fruit. So mulberry after pruning is very fruitful. We always got more than we needed. We initially had 2 trees in the garden. In the middle of the garden, I don't even know why I planted my mulberries in the middle of the garden. But we initially had 2 trees and I had to get rid of one because it was just too much. It was a lot. And now I'm taking out the second one. So why am I uprooting a tree that gives me so much fruit? It was in the middle of my garden. Beautiful, yes, but also very bossy. Whenever it gets bushy, it would shade all my other plants around it. I had to prune it regularly just to keep it in check. That's actually how to get more fruits. If you constantly prune your mulberries, you're going to get more fruit out of it. But it was a lot. So after a while, I realized this tree was shading my plants, stealing food and stressing me out really. So it had to go at least from the ground. This also doesn't mean I'm giving up on mulberry completely. Not at all. I took some cuttings and I'll be planting new mulberry trees, this time in containers. That way I can control the roots, prune when I want and place them where they won't dominate the entire garden. Because honestly, both the berries and the leaves of the mulberry tree are too valuable not to have in my garden. My garden assistant knew exactly what he was doing. He kept digging, cutting roots after roots carefully, while I followed him behind, helping where I could.
Ah, that root is so thick. My goodness. Let me see. Wow, look at the mulberry root. Interesting.
After a brief research on mulberry roots, I discovered that the roots have been used in traditional medicines for centuries. The root bark, especially, is said to have anti inflammatory, antibacterial, and antioxidant properties. It is used in Chinese medicine to help lower blood pressure, relieve asthma, and even manage blood sugar level. But of course, you have to know what you're doing. Always make your own research and use it carefully. Mulberry is not just an ordinary tree, it is also medicine. From the leaves, I've done a video on the medicinal benefits. In fact, the voiceover was a testimony from somebody that used mulberry leaves for a few health challenges, and it helped her wonderfully. So the roots as well is medicinal, the leaves of the mulberry tree is medicinal. Mulberry leaves are rich in nutrients like vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, and calcium. People drink them as tea for blood sugar management, weight loss, cholesterol, and liver health. The leaves even have antiviral and antibacterial effects, and those berries are packed with antioxidants. So yes, these are the reasons why I still want more berries in my life. Just not it stealing space in the middle of my garden.
This is what the root looks like.
It took a tough time to try to get this mulberry tree uprooted. I'm making this video so you will learn from it. If you have a small garden, or my garden is not small by the way, but I know what I went through with this mulberry tree, and I'm never planting mulberry directly in the ground, especially if it's in my home.
Try and push it and see if it will fall. You see? Of it. Okay. Oh wow. Ooh, look at that. Let me see the under. Show me the under of the roots. Let me see. Ooh. Look at all of that. See where it came from. Finally, I've removed my mulberry. Okay. Let's push it somewhere so that you can cover this place back.
Once the tree was out, we got to work on something new. A fresh garden bed right on that spot. For years, I pruned this mulberry tree and left the leaves to fall back into the soil. All that organic matter, it decomposed and fed the earth. So now the soil in this spot is incredibly rich, perfect for leafy greens. That's what I'm planting next. Kale, amaranth, and just anything leafy vegetable will be on this new bed that we're about to make. After my experience with the mulberry trees, I just realized that some plants don't belong directly in the ground, especially if you have limited space or multiple crops competing for nutrients. Mulberry is one of them. Plants with aggressive roots can become silent bullies in the garden. They look peaceful on top, but underground, they're in constant competition. Containers give you more control. You manage the size, the nutrients, the root spread. No surprise takeovers at all. Honestly, letting go of this tree was emotional, but very necessary. Gardening teaches me when to hold on and when to let go. So I think I'm going to make another video on how I will be planting mulberry in containers and still get good yield out of it. I'm so glad I could replant its cuttings and keep a part of it with me. I'm also very excited for what is coming. A fresh leafy garden bed and mulberries that behave because they are in pots. So if you have a tree that is outgrowing your space, don't be afraid to make that decision. It's your garden and you decide who stays and where. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.